Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Talk Parenting. This show is all about giving back to the community. We talk about the beautiful side, the amazing, the troublesome, and all the stuff that goes on between parenting and co-parenting that a lot of us are not privy to because we just keep it in within ourselves. Today, I'm excited about this one. He comes highly recommended, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Meldarg. What's happening, sir?
Afternoon.
Please introduce yourself to those who don't know you or willing to know you and, tell them a bit about yourself.
My name is Meldarg. I'm an artist, parent first, but I'm an artist from the Northwest area. Born, raised, had children quite early. Yeah, so my kids are kind of big now, innit? I've grown with them. I've managed to see my children grow with me. I got 2 boys and a girl.
I heard how early you had your kids. I was like, what?
Yeah, very young, like 15, 16. 15 I had me.
15 years of age.
Yeah.
Was you in a relationship?
Yeah.
How long was the relationship?
School. How long did it last, or how long?
How long was it there before
Before the children?
Yeah.
Boy, it was school, really.
A school?
It's a school relationship, probably maybe a summer and a bit of... So, you meet someone during the summer holidays.
That's year 10.
Yeah, I was in year 10 at the time, yeah. I was year 10.
What stupid question, but you might surprise me. Was it planned?
You could say it could have been, because we was young, dumb. Like, I can remember a conversation like we want to have a baby and be together. Not saying it was going to be then, but like you're young, you meet someone. So partly it just came a lot quicker than, you're going to be, you do certain things, what comes with it. So, yeah.
What was your parents' thought?
Well, rest in peace to my mum. My mum's no longer here. I was raised by my mum. Obviously, I'm cool with my dad. My dad came around later in life, but at that period, I only had my mum. And my mum was just like, my mum was very typical Caribbean parent, innit? I don't want no one to knock on my door, innit? That's what it's sort of thing. I don't want no parent knocking on my door. That was when we first kind of met. And she see me around her. Then when the baby, she just, boy, you're going to have a lot of responsibility now. And obviously, my mum was Rastafarian, very spiritual. So she definitely weren't interested in talking about no
abortion.
Yeah, abortion or nothing like that. So, yeah, that was it. She didn't really tell me off. She didn't praise me. She just gave me the real deal in it. Like,
we have to deal with it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wise up a bit now.
What was your mental state at that age, knowing you got a little one on the way?
It was kind of 50-50, because to be honest, yeah, when you're that young, what do you care about? You care about your friends, moped, street life. But part of me I did kind of wise up a bit. Because I remember at the time feeling like I need to get things done. I was trying to get stuff for her and trying to prepare for her, save money for when she's...
That's nice.
Eventually born my daughter. And then, I kind of stayed on track. But as life got life got more realer, man started to get involved in other things, innit? And what that leads to.
And what was your partner's mental state at that stage?
Pretty much the same, really.
Okay.
Tell a lie, she was a lot more mature than me. When I say the same, I mean we kind of wanted the same thing. We was young, want to be together, have a baby, grow, create a family. But her mindset at the time was very much to keep the family together.
At 15, you don't were thinking that advanced.
Yeah, because it's like, man's been having to be grown up. Man's from a family of 9. So man's had to kind of
Did her paps approach you? Her paps?
That's what I'm saying. I've never met her dad.
Okay.
From I've known the mother of my kids, her dad ain't been around.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I guess it was important for you to make it work.
I would say, do you know what it is? When you're young, you don't know what you know now, innit?
Yeah.
At that age, we was more just concerned about getting her the nicest trainers, making sure when the baby comes, she's fly. Don't know, and so, like that. You're not really thinking about giving them life skills because I was so young. I was 15 myself, so what did I really know? But the basis of it, I knew that I had a responsibility coming. I always felt that I would be able to change my life and be there for them. Speaking to the present, now man's actually got a good relationship. Very good relationship. I got a granddaughter too. I didn't mention that.
Congratulations. Well, no, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, it's all happened quite quick, but we're still here. We're still, trying to be positive and influential to the younger generation.
15, firstborn's out. Beautiful girl. How old before the next one came on? I heard.
There's like 9 months or 10, 11 months between them, something mad like that.
Same woman?
Yeah.
Wow.
All 3 for the same woman.
So by the time you were 17, you had 2 kids out there?
Yeah. Time I was 18, 3 kids. Bam. Living with them. Learning to be a dad, a young dad.
Being a dad?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Some would probably defer. I'd own it. I probably put my baby mother through a lot of hell. Not probably. I definitely put her through a lot of hell.
What do you mean? What kind?
Just young, dumb.
Was you there for the kids?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I was there, but I might as well have not been there.
What do you mean by that? I say that because a lot of men think that. They think they're doing things, but they're probably doing the bare minimum.
Now that I'm older, I can understand. I can reflect back and, like I said to you, I mentioned before prior, it's parenting at that young age. People are more interested in, let me make sure my child's got the latest this, latest that.
So you was providing financially for them, but not time.
Not in the first part of their life because I was too young. I didn't understand. I did, but I didn't. Not how I should have been and not how it is now. But obviously it's going to be different because I'm a grown man now. But just on the whole scale of it's different when you're young. Your priorities are different.
What was the conversations like between you and her at that time?
Prior to the baby coming or?
While you are not there for them?
Okay. It was a lot of arguing. A lot of, you've left me. I've just disappeared. You've left me to deal with the kids by myself. Obviously, I'm out on the road doing my thing. I'm getting locked up. I'm going to jail. So as much as how it turned out, I kind of understand when a woman's frustration. I had to start looking at the effect that not being there does. Sometimes being a dad's not just about material things, and
it's not.
It's never about that.
Kids don't
because
care.
of our society. When they're young, they think they want that. But luckily enough, I've lived to see my daughter now grow into a young woman, and she can tell me the stuff she appreciates and what she values of the role I play in her life. So I'm no longer speaking from what I think I know. I'm knowing I'm experiencing it. Like I said, my daughter's 24. I've not been cocky, but been there, done that, innit? I got the t-shirt. I'm actually trying as a dad. I didn't get it right at first, but I'm not giving up. I'm just pushing on, trying to be the best dad I could be, best granddad I could be, best uncle, best within our communities where I feel like a lot of us, whether you're a parent or not, just as a man, you have a responsibility to uphold certain things within your community, and parenting, being a dad would probably be the main thing that's missing from a lot of our communities. And nowadays it's not really about skin. There's families that are from other origins that are single parent homes and stuff like that. And the wave that's coming in the street now, like I said, I'm kind of glad my kids are past like a certain age now.
I
and
know what you mean.
Because like to be dealing with a gassed up 15, 12, 13-year-old right now, I'm not sure I would have the patience. I went through that like 10, 12 years ago.
And it was different then.
It was different then to how
calmer.
it is. Yeah, a lot calmer.
Yeah. This 15-year-old now, it's wild.
It's like it kind of, because when I look at me being 15, as much as I was bad in that and on the road in that, when I knew I was having a baby, there was a period like I kind of stopped linking them and them. I wasn't around them as much. I was around just chill, go there, put your head on the belly at the night. Listen, like man was actually connecting. Like then it's like because you're young, that sort of thing's not enough to keep you away from the other distractions out there. So
and we don't know better.
So I think I was different as a 15-year-old. I'd say the generation just under me was a bit different to us as 15-year-olds, but this generation now as a 15-year-old is gone out the window. If you haven't...
They're wild.
Yeah,
they're free, but they're wild.
Yeah, if you haven't come across them and you're not accustomed to dealing with them, definitely.
So 15, you have your first child. That was planned. Semi-planned. Let's say 16, second child. Was that planned?
No, definitely not.
So at this time, you don't know that soon. I think it's 12, 13 months of a woman giving birth. She's more fertile.
No, man ain't. What book did man read? You know, but
no protection. Okay, so
it was literally back to back. But tell that there's little rest.
So there was a year rest.
Yeah,
and then the third child.
Yeah,
was that planned?
No.
So you lot didn't learn.
Do you know what? I got to take part blame as well. Not blame like that, because obviously man's happy the way it worked out. I've got 3 kids. It is what it is. I'm still alive to be there and try and guide them. I take it, you're young.
You take responsibility.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm never left my kids. I'm still, if my kids phone me now in need of something, I try to make sure it's not my son that's out there robbing and thief, you know. Not saying my son's perfect, and we all try what we try in it. We go through whatever you're hustling, you're working, the road is the road, the work is the work, but a dad is a dad. And just to be there, whether you work, whether you're on the road, just being there is what really counts. Too much people like to stipulate, there's an old saying, do as I say, not as I do, innit? And I'm not saying you must go out there as a dad and show your son everything, but at the end of the day, if you've gone through life and you know that sometimes you have to let people live their own path, innit? Yeah. And a lot of people think they know, but they don't know. You only have control over your child till he's about 12 or 13. Once they start getting a mind of their own and meeting their friends and creating their own social life, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So when people say, you haven't got there yet, brother. Your son's 7. You've got little issues with your son getting into a fight at football. You ain't ever getting phone calls, your son's on a mad thing or this. Like when your son gets to a young teenager and decides he wants to be involved in whatever he's involved in, it's a plus if they decide to go down the path of working and career and doing something constructive. But who's to say the road's not constructive for many people? Some people make a life out of the road. It doesn't have to be drugs. There could be a barber in the ends with a van, create a little van in. There's so much other things, but people look at a road man as just someone that I know, man, that don't touch nothing illegal, but them man, i.e., you know what I'm saying, they're living their life. Like, for example, a guy like Bad Andrew, he's not a road guy. He's known on the
roads,
streets.
Yeah.
He's in the streets, and a very respected one. but I wouldn't class Bad Andrew as no thug, but
Yeah.
people look, but he's a roadman, but he doesn't stand on the corner selling, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, there's so much titles and, what's the word? Is it stipulations?
Stipulations,
Yes.
yeah. And
Given
they
to,
confined you to this. You belong here because you're this.
So, but a roadman can be many things.
What was the longest period you stayed away from your kids?
A year, Lord. Sometimes I'm a man that's just like, rah, I don't want no visits. Let me just do my thing.
What was that like for you, not seeing your kids?
At first, it didn't really impact me. But then I remember there was one stage where it had been time. Could have been a bit over a year. I got sent up north. It's a mad mission. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want no one to come visit me right now because it's just mad to make your mum travel up there or your baby mother do the mad thing. So it's like, fuck it, I'm going to soldier it. But I remember it getting to like, could be like 14 months. You know, you're counting the months.
Yeah.
I'm saying, blood clot, I need to see my youth then. And yeah, so probably about a year and a bit would be the longest I've ever gone without physically seeing them because they did used to come up a lot. And then, yeah, it just kind of made me long to see them and miss them. And then when they came, it was like yesterday. There was, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I don't know.
Do you talk about that moment? I mean, what effect did that have on them, not seeing you for that long? Because I
well, it's funny because they my son, they'll laugh about it. They'll be like, Dad, remember when we came to see you, you got upset. Like, now they're big. They're like, you know, like to them, it's...
Yeah.
They'll be like, Dad, man, remember when the first time you was crying, like, because I'm not afraid to cry in it. I'm real in it. If I'm upset, I'm gonna lay it out. It's either that or I'm gonna get really angry. So I might as well let the emotion out. You get me? But I was frustrated from not seeing them and stuff like that.
And what was the conversations like with their mother between you and her?
Well, at that time,
particular
time.
Because everything's left on her now.
Yeah, it was mixed. We did, to be fair, she always did support me during the times of me being incarcerated. However, one of the times she did decide to leave. We've been through rocky roller coaster, you know, all of that, but we're good now. We still have our up and downs. It is what it is, isn't it? But
when she left you at that time, did you have any resentments towards her?
Yeah, a lot. But
why?
Because I was misunderstanding myself. I was not taking my responsibility.
Hold on, say that again, please.
I was misunderstanding myself. I wasn't taking responsibilities for my actions. I only saw that she left. I never saw what she put up with before she left. But upon reflection, yeah, it is what it is. I got no love, no hate in my heart for her. It's nothing but love.
Wow. Do you know how powerful that is? Because a lot of people don't take accountability. It's just blame. And for years, they just blame others.
I think acceptance is the first part of change, and that's how I was able to level up. People might look at me now and think, but I'm a good dad. Well, at least I try to be. I'm in my kids' life. I'm maintaining my life. I'm not out here dropped off of shape. I'm still here. I still try and influence kids in the right way. You know, so I think with all of that comes, you have to have the durability and the understanding of oneself, and you're going to go through your ups and downs. But if you keep blaming people, brother, you're only going to go around in the same, you're going to be in the same cycle. Something happens, it weren't me, it's her. I'm not saying she didn't do things that piss me off to affect me. I kind of have to, I can't look at what anyone else does. I have to be accountable for my actions. And in life, people kind of want people to be where they're at mentally at the same time. Yeah. So it's about understanding other people's journeys are different. And
we get that at different times.
Yeah. So she might not feel the same about me, but I don't have no hatred towards her. At the time, typical man yo, your ego and your pride. Yo, she left me later. Like, yo, you weren't bringing nothing good to her table. So
So when that happened, when you was in that zone, did you take any resentment out on her and the kids?
No.
It was just on her.
It wasn't even my resentment to her wouldn't have came out like that because I'm not that type of person. I'm either gonna just not deal with you. I'm not gonna shade you and all that. Like make it a long going journey. So when I say resentment, it was in my heart. Maybe I had a heavy heart to her and I wouldn't deal with her how I deal with her now. Like, obviously my baby mother went on to meet someone else and have kids with her new partner and stuff. But it doesn't make sense me being bitter. I treat them kids like, you know, they're my kids, his little brother and sister, so I'm not gonna
that's
see
very
them any
powerful. You
different.
say that.
When my kids come, send them too.
Wow.
That's how we live. We don't live that funny, awkward state, you know? I grew up seeing my mum sit down with my dad's new woman and my sister, and so we don't come from a place where we harbour them things. That's a standard to me. And I think it's about if you become less selfish and more selfless, you learn to do them things. I think you gotta just do what's right sometimes, even when it bun you and it cut off your nose.
Because it's about the kids. Yeah. It's not about me or you. Yeah.
You gotta think how much times did you maybe see your mum holding her one tear and you're thinking, what I'm telling mummy's cooking on the pot, you know, like man come from the thing. So as much as man might have been hurt at the time, even said bad things, man generally take all of that back. Man don't have no hard feelings to the situation. I've lived through it and I'm still here.
You're doing an amazing job. So you come out the can, what's called parenting like?
And that's where the disaster kind of...
That's
probably what took us the longest to get to.
Wow. Why?
Bit of both. Remember, like, you don't have to... Right, there's a trick. There's not even a trick. This is the way it works, I believe. The emotion's always going to be there. You got to learn how to deal with it. And in the beginning, obviously, it's a rocky ride. The emotions are there. People are doing things in it. So if you train yourself to, obviously, like, you know, kids are involved. You feel the way, I want them here. I feel like, yeah, you're taking the piss. Don't bring my kids here. Why you got, you know that? But you just, I don't know how. It took us a long time because obviously, like I said, this is...
How long, roughly?
We probably, because it was weird because I came out, we was beefing. Then I went back on recall, kind of left the situation. There was at an age where I could kind of communicate with them by themselves. So, yeah, we was a bit rocky at first because we didn't see eye to eye. So therefore, they was able to play games and, my mum said, like, I might see my son somewhere. My mum said I could be here, but because we don't communicate,
they're taking advantage of it. And they know because they're smart.
Yeah, they're not silly. Like, my son ran me ragged. Obviously, I speak on it. My son's locked up. He's doing 20 years in prison for a mad thing. You know, the knife epidemic in this country is quite... Ended up being someone that the families know very well.
Wow.
And it just caused a lot of... That was another madness for me. Watching my son sit there and take that for something that he didn't do. But, you know, the code of the streets, we ain't playing that game. So that was another point. A lot of people was like, oh, you should have made your son. But I'm like, yo, we don't come from that. So that tore me apart as well. You know, that was something. But that's just not where man's from. I would never tell him to do that.
What kind of conversations do you have with him?
What now?
When you go see him, yeah.
He's quite like me, easy-go-lucky. Put us in a room with fire, we're going to turn to water. It's just that. He's just very adaptable. Like I said, I don't know whether he puts on a brave face, but that kid is just like a shining star, even the things that he says to me. And I believe that every man has their journey, so yeah.
How are you there for him? I asked this because a lot of people, parents, they tend to, I don't know if it's a pride or if it's shame or it's unacceptance or not ready. They tend to back off. They'll be like, oh, I didn't put you there, so I'm not seeing you, or you deal with it, or how do you deal with it? How can other parents say, look, I still love you, son, I still love your daughter, let's pull through this together?
My mum, all the that I put my mum through, my mum never, excuse my language, my mum never gave up on me. She just told me what it was. I remember one time I called my mum, the first time I went jail, like, I was in Feltham, it was all nice. You don't be a man in there, it's nice. And they must have came to me one morning and said, bro, you're going to one place called Glen Parva in Leicester. At the time, this was one of the most notorious YOYs in the country. Boom, man's thinking, man's gone there now anyway. After about 3-4 days, stiff bang up. No food, like, this place was like Beirut, soldier regime, get up in the morning, make sure your bed's straight, all of that. I remember when I called my mum, like, yo, mum, like, to get like a little love and a little, you know, like a little sympathy. I'm all breaking down on the phone. She's like, well, Mel, I told you, innit? Melly, I told you. If you don't hear, you must feel. I did warn you.
And then from that conversation, what did you take from that?
Boy, you better know what you're dealing with. This is the real world. Because I think growing up, most of us, because you believe in your parents and you see your parents' side, I think we think any situation your parent, for me, I only had my mum. You feel like for every situation and any situation, they're going to be able to save you.
Yeah.
So that just showed me you on your own, bro.
You're a man now.
Yeah. So you want to live this path, be ready to make them journeys like by yourself, because she obviously couldn't come with me.
So let's go back to when you and the mother of each other warring over co-parenting. I want to know how you resolved that to get to a good place, because a lot of people are struggling to get there.
It was a lot of in-betweeners, a lot of fights, a lot of text messages, a lot of cussing.
What was the part that said, you know what, enough is enough?
I remember one day my daughter snapping at me and telling me like, yo, this is it, I'm done, like, stop getting me involved in you and mum's thing. Like, I don't like it, basically.
How old was she at this time?
She might have been like maybe 17, 16. But I remember her just snapping and just first time having her voice and telling me. It's only 2 or 3 times me and my daughters had moments.
And you 32 at this age, you should know better.
Yeah, and it's like for every time we've had a moment like that, we've got better. Now, it's a myth. She thinks she owns me. It's different, our relationship with, every day, countless times a day, video calling. That's how me and my daughter are. Boys are obviously a lot different. But same way, me and my youngest son, that's out here. We've got better. And it was also a lot about me with him. Because a lot of time, because he never gave no trouble and he was always just quiet, he kind of got, well, I felt like I didn't make an effort with him in terms of, he was always there, always with us, but like letting him know that I'm here for him and understanding that, yo, you can use me as well, and I'm here for you. Because a lot of these boys do kind of, I know even my son, he feels like, oh no, dad, I'm not gonna, but I'm your dad. So if you need, it's better you ask me than ask someone else, whatever it may be. If I can't help you, I'm going to tell you I can't help you. And if I think you should...
I'll take it to someone who can.
Yeah, and if I think you should steer away from that, like, it could be, like I said, it could be anything. I've had my son call me about advice about something to do with road life. And he said, Dad, I feel good. You're the best person I should ask, because I know there's enough gas spreaders out here who might... And I said, you know, as much as I'm actually happy that you feel you could approach me. And I was real with him. I said, son, there's 2 ways that could go. He said, you know what, Dad, you're talking the truth. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, just try to be... Don't make them feel like you wasn't once that age, you know. I think that's where a lot of misconception and misunderstanding gets in that situation, because and how to, for other parents, like you said, to understand how to be able to co-parent or deal with the youths like that. I think you have to sometimes put yourself in their shoes and not forget that you was once a young, impressionable teen, because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
All for them to see is gas, the music, the lifestyle. And I say that I'm a musician myself, but I kind of step back from the music because I kind of see the direction it's going in, and I don't want to. It's all nice when you're up and everyone's, but it come with a lifestyle. A lot of people can't even be themselves. They can't even,
And you find yourself being tested.
Very much.
Because,
so.
it's all about energy.
Yeah.
If you keep repeating certain words every day,
it's going to come.
Someone's going to start, let's see.
I like to say, if you run it down, you will catch it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of that going on. So.
Oh, you say you can do that? Oh, you say, okay, let's see. Let's see.
I never get tested, and I believe it's because of the energy I put out and what I rap about and how I carry myself. I'm not confrontational. I can be a nightmare if you want me to, but everyone will get the same respect. Don't matter if you're driving a 60 grand car or you walk and took the bus to an event. I don't really see people's account when I'm talking to them, and
that's
society is a lot based upon that now. Even parenting, friends, social circle. Who's really people's people these days? It's all about, oh yeah, she might have a job here. He's works in that. I'm an old school guy. I'm just on this genuine thing, and I don't want to act no way to get on and be famous. The influence that I do have, I'll use it in my way. And I think if people invested more into being a parent and doing what's right rather than what they see, they might be. Like I said, I ain't no perfect dad. But people might not think. They might think, what? But I'm always there when my daughter needs me. I'm always there when my son needs me. Before I'm gonna go and run to my brethren, man's on me, let's beef. And you'll see that in the hood. A man's mum might ask him to do a thing, but I don't want to do it. But make his brethren pull up. I got 2 gal in the east.
Oh yeah.
A man jump in the car, find petrol money, find new clothes, new shoes. So it's all about. And I'm not dissing no one. I don't know. I think I'm shading no one.
Facts.
I'm just being real. It's about if like a lot of my peers died early. Northwest, a lot of men have died. There's a lot of beef. The ones that are here, we're lucky to be here. So we you have
and
to
we shouldn't
conduct
even.
yourself.
We shouldn't even be saying we're lucky to be here. It should be standard. We should be gone because the guy upstairs says your turn.
Yeah.
Not because we're moving reckless.
But the hood can define your fate.
Yep.
So quickly.
100%.
And I say pause.
100%.
But it's like.
So for you, how important is it for you to be in your kid's life as a dad because your pops wasn't there?
Well, it's evident based upon statistics, society, my own experience that it's better when there's 2 parents, and then there's an understanding. That's the key. It doesn't make sense being there and there's no understanding. There's a lot of people going through ups and downs now, but like I say, I feel like there ain't really nothing, no disrespect to even certain older brothers, but you can't really tell me nothing about parenting. I had a child at 15, and I've been there. I've been through every side and twist turn of parenting. There is falling out with baby mother, walking past my own youth in the street. Like, I've been there, done that. So it's definitely very important to maintain a relationship in my situation, because I wouldn't even say my dad came when I was I think 13 or 14, and he's consistently been there. So can I really hold that against him or live like, I didn't have him in the early years. There was a lot of vital conversations he could have had with me and maybe putted me in but I'm still here. I'm still able to contribute. I'm still gonna contribute. So I think it's all about just being consistent with them. Just try to guide them. Don't force them. Allow them to make their mistakes. Just pray that it ain't nothing thing. But if you've done enough work at home, generally there's a level you won't pass. Because I remember, as bad as I was, there's certain levels I wouldn't pass. Yeah. However, now kids do push the boundaries a bit, and they're influenced by this American lifestyle.
They got access to too much. We never had access, and the world has got smaller for them. They can see what's happening in America in real time.
Exactly as it happens.
In France in real time.
We
Japan.
would have to wait till a little DVD come out or a video banned from TV or something.
There you go.
Now you can log online and you can type in man gets in the street, and it's just like they're desensitized and very, very, very much.
What does parenting mean to you?
Being consistent, being honest, allowing them to make their own mistakes, be like water,
just flow.
Yeah. I think most things require the water effect. Just try and go with the flow. Like, I think that too much people place things on themselves. Like, people put peer pressure on themselves to keep up with trends, and try to let your kid understand from a young age you can have that stuff, but that ain't the be all and end all. Because now within our communities, materials is pushed on us, so people will have certain things before they've even put something away for their youth.
Yep.
My kids turned 18 quick. I didn't have to give them. That's just keeping it real, innit?
Time flies.
So man didn't make none of them things back then because man was too young to understand. But now a lot of this information is within front of people. It's there for you to see, so it's up to you kind of what you choose to do with it, really. That's my philosophy. I think it's all about, it's within you, and it's within all of us. It's whether we choose to kind of want to do it.
What is it like being a grandfather? At 39, you're a grandpa. That's a young grandpa. Or you was a young dad.
Yeah.
You're a young grandpa. What are you, grandpa, dad,
She's just on this bait granddad thing. Anyway, in Asda. Anywhere we go, people's I'm saying, come on, what you do? At first,
how old is she?
She's 3 now. She's gonna be 4 in August. At first, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was kind of like looking at it like I was pissed at this granddad thing. How am I gonna be like this? How am I gonna?
But at least your daughter was 21.
She beat me.
She beat you.
Yeah, she beat me by 5-6 years. Yeah, she beat me by loads of years, and I couldn't really have.
And you can't really say that, yeah.
I remember I was in Jamaica. My ex at the time must have WhatsApp calling me. I need to talk to you. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Kichelle's pregnant. Huh? Like, you sit down. I'm saying, blood. I'm all in yard, living my life. This girl's telling me this, I'm saying. So I remember, I think I hung up the phone. I was fixed. I didn't message her. I didn't say nothing. She was messaging me. I was kind of just being blunt. And we come back, we spoke. Then I just kind of just had to, it is what it is, isn't it? It's not going to go anywhere. So I learned to, I think you grow through what you go through.
You grow through what you go through. I like that.
Yeah, that's one of my sayings.
I like that.
I kind of just, I grew into it. Now I'm embracing it with 2 hands. I don't really, say it loud. It is what it is. She's with me every week from 8 months old.
Wow.
Because obviously.
Are you proud of yourself as a parent?
Definitely. I had to learn to be.
And you forgave yourself?
Yeah, I had to. We're going forward, innit? Like I said, people like to dwell on what happened. I'm looking for solutions now, innit? Not saying don't forget, not saying don't remember, but if you remember too much and stay stuck there, you kind of stay stuck there. So in order to go forward, I kind of felt like I had to just embrace it with 2 hands and run at it and do it. Her dad got locked up as well. Her dad's not been in her life from she was born. So I've had to be my daughter's go-to. She works, so every week I gotta have the baby. Today is a day. I just dropped her to nursery this morning.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
So it is what it is. It's sacrifices, learning to prioritize what's right. Saying no, because peer pressure, innit? Man will make you feel like you're washed and wet. Oh, you're not around, you know. Bro, like,
I'm doing my thing.
I'm doing my thing. If I get caught up in your... Are you even going to phone my daughter's number?
Nah.
Let alone go and pick up my granddaughter every week and have her for... And so my daughter can maintain work and keep her little young life. It is what it is. You have to be realistic with yourself once you able to see a certain age. And I think there's just too much man out here that they're not even, like, not going to use the typical words. I just think they don't realize their role. They don't know their purpose. And they're definitely not acting their age. Because if you reach a certain age and you've been through certain things, even all this road stuff, that should mean nothing to you. I don't have nothing to prove to no one. I'm just out here doing me, being a dad, a granddad, surviving, trying to live good with everyone.
Wow, you should be proud of yourself, which you are. I think a lot can learn from your story, and even when we have the conversations, you know, you always moving forward, positive, giving back, what you're doing for the community, what you're doing this. That's amazing. And as you said, you lived it all, you've done it all. You know which pockets stay away from, which pockets to go into, and you just want to give back, you know, and thank you. Thank you, because I think we need to be more like you, because it does take a village. And I always say this, and you just proved it. We don't have to parent from the same home. If we do, great. If we're no longer in the same home, we can still parent together.
It's about working together, creating an understanding, respecting each other. I think that's missing from a lot of situations because, like I said, emotions is always there. Learning to control them, they're still there. Sometimes you might you might hear a song on the radio that was maybe popping at the time you and your baby mother was going through your shit. You got to learn to not channel into that zone, innit? You know, so I think, man, I think partly we could definitely do with a lot more influences, and I don't want to be like praising myself.
No, you should be. Why not? Why not?
I actually do try to speak to a lot of youths in the street and tell them
that's the difference.
Don't make that mistake, because
I made it.
You can do things at 18 and 19, but they could cost you. You know what I'm saying?
Everything. Is there anything you feel you want to cover that I didn't ask, I didn't touch on?
What made you want to use your platform and do something positive with it?
I got 3 daughters and I'm scared for them. So I had a conversation with a very, very good friend of mine, Dwayne. I won't say a surname, we might not want to. I always want to help the world. I want to help everyone I can, like in the best way that I can. And he goes, no, stop. He said, all you need to do is do right by your girls. Help them. And he's got a son and a daughter. He said, I'm doing good. I'm helping my daughter and I'm helping my son. And if everyone can help do right by their kids,
that alone will make the world a better place and our communities.
By the time our kids come out,
everyone will be.
We don't need to worry. So then I'm having this conversation. You know how it goes. This person, I'm going through this, the baby mama, this person, that person. I'm like, what are we doing here? Because I know the pain, Pops not being around. I know the pain coming from school, seeing other kids being bought ice cream. I know that pain. I know the pain seeing mom working 2-3 jobs. Sure. Pops was there, but he wasn't always there. Yeah. But then my kids like you, same woman, right? And then I remember I was having a conversation with someone. So, I'm going to link this woman to this. She's got 4 kids. Okay. And I thought, why are we passing on this trauma? I know the pain. And And I'm having this conversation with different people. I thought, you know what? Let's see what else. Let's see who else is hurting. Let's see who else is willing to help. And I'm telling you, it's crazy.
And I think with words are very powerful. I think sometimes the pain could be part of your growth.
It is,
it's
but
kind of like a bad finger.
The thing is this. The thing is this. The thing that worries me is people gonna break up.
Yeah.
Man, woman in a relationship, they break up. We can't control that.
Definitely.
For various reasons.
That's been happening for
years. It's not gonna stop. But why are we, like your daughter came to you and say, at 17, stop it. I don't want to get involved. Why are we punishing the kids? I know the pain, pops not being around. Why is certain women not allowing their fathers to see their kids? Why is certain fathers not going to see their kids?
It goes back to that. Like I said, I've got two sides of the spectrum in it. That is the man them I'm around are actually on job. There's a few men that lack the understanding.
And I think they lack the understanding because we're not aware of how much of the effect it's having on us. And in some cases,
definitely they're not aware.
Exactly. And you said guidance. Sometimes you need to hear someone's story. Like, what? And then you check yourself. Because I've had what? 32 people talking this talk. And every one of them, when I'm like, what am I doing better? What am I doing wrong? And most times after the show, I just check in with my daughters, send a message or call them. You just need to hear, if you're trying to make £1 million and someone gives you the blueprint to make £1 million, you now got the choice to follow it or not follow it. So if you know as a parent you're not doing well, we hear your story, you do what you did, you hear my story, you hear her story, his story. Now you got all these blueprints. You can say, you know what, let me try this. I never thought of it like that. Oh, wow, I'm not the only one.
A lot of us are still kind of caught up in a lifestyle that has been forced on us. And like I said, people, I'm not shading anyone or dissing anyone or knocking anyone because I ain't perfect. I don't want people to think that I've come on in. But I think it's about what are your wants? What are your desires? Where do you put your interest? What's your priorities? What are you looking at? A lot of people are looking at the wrong things.
Yeah, but it's lack of guidance. We don't have guidance.
And it ain't, because people gravitate towards negativity and run away from positivity. It's evident. It's been happening since my generation. Like I said, a lot of my brethren, them are like, or people will be like, right, no one ever used to chat to us. No one never tried to guide me. You both, bro, stop. I could point out like loads of elders in the ends that man would see them and duck. Man's gone. Because we ain't trying to hear this preach to us today. Man's on badness. Do you understand?
That's true.
So it goes back to that. It's another word, accepting.
But we need to normalize these kind of conversations.
I think a lot of men are afraid to be and speak like this because they don't want to not look bad in front of the youth.
So it goes to that answer the question, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
I've had 2 men after saw me post a post on my Instagram of someone they know came and spoke. Did he just, I want to come on. You see? Like we always, who's going first? And a lot of us are hurting, man. If we are hurting, imagine how much the kids are hurting.
The kids of today, they're hurting, but their pain is a different pain to the one we face. And I just want to say that, like, I grew up with, like I said, my mum brought me to 14. My mum died in 2017. All of my mum's kids are still alive. Amen. I know a lot of parents that have had to bury their children. My mum went to her deathbed with her 9 children around her. No one in jail. No, like that. So, like, it's not saying it's okay for a man to just run off, but everyone's got a story to tell and everyone's got a struggle. And like I said, whether you're single, with a dad co-parenting in the relationship, it's all about what you're willing to give up for your kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of women and men don't want to sacrifice their lifestyle for their children. It's our time to be the head of the family now. As much as it might seem that, man's 39. You're not a kid. You're not. Your role ain't to, when your peers and your older lot was these ages, you never saw your mum live in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, how much time did maybe your mum want to go to a dance but couldn't go because... Nowadays, and I'm not wronging anyone for living their life, live your life, but just be more aware of what the youth are getting into, who they're around. That knives is a big thing, drugs, all these things that if you're not introduced to them in the right way, and it could be detrimental to a life. We've lost many young boys, we lost many young mums, it's just like, just pattern up, as they would say. The youth them would tell you have to pattern up as a parent sometimes and accept where you're at in life. Don't be afraid to be looked at as that older. Oh, he's not on nothing. Yeah, I'm not on nothing. I don't need to be on everything every day. Something every day.
Live to fight another day.
Yeah, I've done it already.
Yeah.
I can tell you about anything round that corner. I can tell you anything you want to know, but you have to be prepared to listen. And going back to what we said, don't say that there's always enough guidance in the hood. You have to look for it. However, I do feel lately, the people have forgot their roles in society.
It's mad. It's techie at the moment.
Yeah.
But yes, sir. Listen, first and foremost, I appreciate you, sir. Fantastic job. As you said, we need to step up, and you're definitely leading by example. You're not just saying it, which is amazing. A lot of people are talking and lacking action.
I gave up a lot of stuff. I've been cussed out a bag of times, told I'm wet. I'm not serious.
You know yourself. It's fine.
Why are you doing this? But bro, I don't see none of these people when it's time to send my son a postal order.
There you go.
When I don't have a car and I need to get up to the prison to see him. I don't see no one offering their car. I don't see no one packing up boxes and sending to my boy. My son's doing 20 years. I need to be out here. So if you love me as my dog or whatever we might be, you're supposed to respect my journey. And there's not a lot of that again. People don't respect where people's coming from. If you ain't looking a certain way, you're washed older, you're wet. Your own family, your own people might look at you away because you ain't acting a certain way. I think we just need to allow people to be them again. And that's the one thing I do. I just be myself because that's who I am. I'm out here to impress no one. I impress my kids. I impress my granddaughter when I bake with her or cook with her. She wants to, Granddad, you can't pick me up. That's what I'm on. There ain't no money can buy that.
That's true. And for those of you fathers who are missing out on that, please don't. Because
I'm telling you,
once it goes,
you can't get it back.
If
If you lose them, depending on their age, you might. But if you lose them as an adult,
forget it. And you know what is? You're gonna need them one day.
Yeah. One day when you need to wipe your ass. No, but you know what they say, once a man, twice a child.
Yep.
Like on a serious note, I watched my mum pass away, get cancer and get sick. That was another turning point in waking up and growing up and realizing, this is life. She ain't coming back out of that bed. You're not going to hear that voice again to tell. So it's like, where am I really at? I'm here, right? Okay, I know what I got to do. So before I let them down again, let myself down again. Yeah, man, like I said, you grow through what you go through and learn to reflect. Don't always look at, not every L is a loss.
That's true.
Sometimes a L is a lesson. It's up to you to use that as a springboard to either build yourself or, another one I say, you either learn from it or you burn from it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
listen, appreciate you for coming on, sir. Super
I appreciate you for asking me. You kind of
now we're gonna do it again.
Brought me out of my shell.
There's a part two. There's a part two coming.
I'm ready to
There's
rap.
a part two.
And
yeah,
I'm very big on trying to push this agenda. I'm anti-gas. If you're acting gas, I don't even wanna. Don't invite me to no podcast that's to chat about gas. Like you said, the kids are hurting. Every other week we lose another youth to knife. A youth gets locked up. We gotta stop this. And yeah, it's predominantly our youths. If you do your research, it's predominantly our youths.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if people, until sometimes they say you only know it when it comes knocking at your door. It's been knocking at my door. I watch, rest in peace, Shay, rest in peace, Kamari, rest in peace, all the little young boys in Northwest, rest in peace, Gio. I could keep going on, like, all these are little youths that man remember being, like, and they're not here. And I don't want to see no one's parent go through that. So yeah, the message is definitely always a positive one.
No, we appreciate you. So where can they find you? Where can the people find you if they want to reach out to you, follow
you
your
can
journey?
find me, no, I'm joking. So basically, I'm still on the gram and that and Twitter and all that stuff. I don't really post as much because I haven't been being active, but you can find me on Instagram, Meldarg Official, Meldarg Official. You can find me on Twitter, Meldarg The Real. I'm in Northwest. I'm still in Northwest. I'll still be popping up. Yeah, literally. Hopefully I can get back into the music game at some point, and I'm going to release some, music with purpose. I don't want to just make music for the sake of it. If it was about that, I could have been on a long time. But I had to find who I really am, rather than, because it ain't just about money. You can have all the money in the world and not be able to save your youth. You know.
Meldarg, thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
God blessings, brother.
There's a round 2 coming somewhere, and a 3 and a 4. We're open, like, on this journey. We here.
No, definitely. We're here to keep trying to drop them gems and guide the next generation down the right path. We don't even realize how much we need them. Before I go, if we make all of this, all right, some man might not get to be grandparents. Got all the youths in their area and all their community. They don't want to be a dad again. They want to be a gangbanger. They want to be everyone. As much as we might have had youths young, man actually knew about half of these kids will tell you, I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to. That's wet. I don't want to be that. Life is not about just being on that path to destruction. It's about learning when allowing people to love you. A lot of us men don't know how to be. Not saying you must take love from everywhere, but accept it. Sometimes people just want to help you, be nice to you. But because we're from the hood, so it's about just, I think, relax, go with the flow, grow. You know the thing, but anytime you're ready, I'm ready to talk, bro.
Yes, sir. Woo! Yes.